Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood gaming guy, Gordon here. What a week it has been. I was very sick with some kind of like stomach bug. Not good. A lot of soup, a lot of electrolytes, but I'm feeling better. I'm ready to rock and roll. I had real food last night, which is very exciting. Speaking of last night's episode was crazy. We're gonna talk with Jenny in a couple seconds before we do a couple quick orders of business. First of all, the comment section is open. So feel free to talk about the episode, this interview, your favorite color, I don't care. I have 3 rules. Just be nice to each other, be nice to the contestant, and be nice to me. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Also, if you have any questions about this process, if you have any questions for me, if you have any questions for the contestants going forward, drop me on Twitter. That's the best way to get a hold of me. That's at Gordon Holmes, also below. And finally, if you enjoy this content, and I hope you do, please like, please subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. And that's it. We're going to talk to Jenny and find out about last night's horrific Survivor train wreck. All right, Jenny, welcome to my hangout.
Thank you. Good to meet you, Gordon.
Good to meet you. And boy, that just cyber hug, Jenny, cyber hug. That was rough.
Tough, yeah. Yeah.
So
is
much
all of
went
America
wrong.
Weeping right now?
So much went wrong, and so little of it was your fault.
Yes, thank you.
So before we get into this, I just want to say that as we negotiate, I am fully prepared to yield my entire position, just FYI.
Okay.
That's what you want from a lawyer, right? As somebody who's like, just before we get into this, just know I'm totally flexible. You had what was going through your mind when you heard that?
Oh, Daniel. There's so much going through my mind. I'm thinking, God, I knew you were playing the middle, but to this degree, really? I mean, you play the middle, you gather information from both sides, but you don't keep giving information to both sides as well. Yes, very frustrated with Daniel Strunk at that time.
Yeah. I'm just going to do whatever you want. Let me start off from that position. So one of the things that was interesting was Mike loses his vote. It's understandable. Chanel loses her vote. It doesn't seem like she knew exactly what she was getting into when she went to the island of excessive advantages. What did you tell her in advance? Like, what did she know heading into that?
She knew what she was getting into. When I came back from the summit, I told the entire truth of what happened. I said, yeah, I had to risk a vote or play it safe. I told them that I played it safe. It was very easy for me to tell the truth because I did nothing to gain an advantage for myself. I said, sorry, I didn't bring back an advantage for the tribe, but the information I have now is that Drea and Marianne probably have an extra vote, because meeting them 5 seconds in, I'm like, these 2 women are definitely risking their vote. Marianne wouldn't shut up. So I knew she was absolutely going to take anything that was given to her. And Drea definitely seemed like she was looking around for advantages left and right. And so I knew they were both going to risk it.
Okay, I take it back. I originally said very little of what happened last night was your fault. But I think none of it was, because I was going to say, maybe if you had been more honest with Chanel, she would have known what to do. But it sounds like you had given her the information she needed to communicate correctly with Omar about what was going to happen.
Yeah, I totally did. I told the entire group the truth. And in fact, when Chanel left for that summit to meet Omar, a few of us whispered in her ear, don't lose your vote. You can't lose your vote. You need your vote.
Yikes. Well, yeah. Okay, so I take it back. Tribal council takes, people at home might not know, it takes several hours, the whole process. So one of the things I thought once it was a tie and you had to have that discussion, it seemed like there wasn't a lot of conversation about merits, as in who brings more to the tribe. Was there any of that talk going on as far as maybe you work around camp more than Lydia, maybe you're better in challenges than Lydia? Was there any argument made to keep you on that basis?
No, not really. We knew it was about alliances and drawing lines in the sand in that regard. I wasn't going to say, hey, I'm awesome around camp and good at puzzles, and that's why you should keep me. I'm a super fan. I know strategy extends beyond camp life. So that was not really a huge part of the conversation.
One of the things that blew me away was when Chanel tipped off high about what was going to happen when she whispered to Daniel who to vote for, when it seemed like the everything was clear as day as what to do. It seemed like that had already been hashed out. Watching it back, was that a surprise to you?
That she was trying to get Hai and Lydia to split votes?
No, that she felt the need to communicate with Daniel who to vote for. That's what got to me. It's like, haven't you guys already talked about this?
Yeah, no, I mean, that wasn't surprising to me that they were still talking, because I knew that they were a duo that was caught in the middle and they were trying to figure things out. What was surprising to me was that it was a tie vote. If Chanel knew she didn't have a vote and Daniel knew that as well, it would have been very easy for them to just cleanly vote me out. Yeah. It could have been a 3-1 vote against me. But that was surprising. Oh, they're still trying to work with me, even though they do not have the numbers to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I'm not like a tattoo guy, but I'm thinking right here, maybe, don't tell people about your advantages. When Mike obviously needed to tell somebody because he had lost his vote, when, like, it seems like I said, there was three duos and you and he were a team. When he told Daniel, you know, I'm kind of like screaming at the television. What did Mike run that by you first, or did he just, you know, go into business for himself?
Yeah, he definitely told Daniel first. I believe that he told Daniel while I was on the summit. So I know that the edit timeline is a little mixed up, but Daniel, I believe that's when Mike told Daniel, because yeah, that is when he told him. Because when I came back, Mike was like, I have to tell you something. And then he told me what happened and that he had brought Daniel in. Like, I don't fault Mike. Like, he had no vote. He was a little bit panicked. Mike definitely trusted Daniel at that point. He wasn't like, I'm not sure. I was the one who wasn't sure about Daniel, but Mike was all in. So for him to share it with someone that he trusted, I don't blame him, because he was powerless and he felt really like we needed to rally around him and protect him. So that's what he was trying to do there. Okay. Yeah.
We do a word association here to get to know your tribe mates a little bit better. I'll give you someone's name. I know, it's the worst. Also, I'm the worst. So I'll give you someone's name. Give me the first word, a couple words that pops into your head. Let's start off with Mike.
Oh my God. There's so much I could say about Mike. One word?
As many words as you want to give us, we're happy to hear.
Heart of gold.
Daniel.
A mess.
Chanel.
Oh, uncertain.
Let's try Hai.
Sneaky.
Lydia.
Hilarious.
And because you spent some time with them, let's try Marianne.
Quirky.
Okay. And finish off with Drea.
Scheming.
Okay. Now, you spent some time with Marianne and Drea at the Island of Excessive Advantages. Aside from, you know, obviously you got a good read on them that they were going to gamble. What else was discussed? Was there any talk of a cross-tribe alliance?
There wasn't that much time to talk, honestly. As we were walking up the mountain, the hill, whatever you want to call it, there wasn't a lot of talking. It was a pretty tough hike. We were hot and, you know, trying to take in our surroundings. But when we got to the platform, we did talk a little bit, but we probably had all of like 15 minutes to talk. And at that point, we were just trying to get to know each other. Where are you from? What do you do? How old are you? And all of a sudden we were signaled to have to move on to make our decision. So to be honest, we didn't really talk about working together too much. We were friendly. We all acted like we were very excited to meet each other. I think if we were to have met up later in the game, there would have been something at least to be able to try to build upon. But I didn't feel like I could trust either of them coming out of that. I felt like they were very sneaky and scheming, and that they were going to do whatever they needed to further themselves in the game. So there wasn't a lot of strategic bonding that was happening there.
Okay. That challenge last night was insane. You know, again, it's all edited together, so you don't get a good feel for exactly how long you were being tossed about the Fijian waters.
Oh yeah, we all almost died.
like seriously, like give us that's kind of the fun of this process, is we get to you know, pull back the curtain and see, you know, what happened. What happened?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, as we get out there, Jeff's already like, look, we got to get into this challenge quickly. The swells are coming. The water is really choppy. We'll try to get it in before it gets too crazy. So then they take us out on the boats onto the platforms to set up, and we already can't even stand on the platforms. Everyone sit down while we wait for the challenge to begin. And Jeff's like, all right, as soon as you jump up, I'm going to say, ready, go. So we stand up for a second before Jeff says the magic words and we jump in the water. Already the waves are like carrying me away. I weigh like nothing at that point, and I have eaten nothing because my tribe was very, very lazy. Mike and I were, the rest of them did all. Mike and I did everything. We built the shelter, we gathered the firewood, we kept the fire going. I mean, the rest of the four of them did nothing. So when I hit the water, my body just felt like it was made of lead. I didn't even realize how hungry I was until that moment. I realized like my body doesn't have the calories to move myself through the water. So just getting to that first buoy took some time. And I think getting to that first buoy and untying the knots, probably half an hour would be my guess. I mean, it felt long. Yeah, so we finally get that done and we take the ladder over to where we have to raise it up. And that, my guess, and again, like, this is just my guess, it could be longer. But yeah, I think that it was probably about half an hour, because when I came out of the game and I asked some people, was that as long as it felt? It felt like about an hour. And that's what people said. Yeah, like, yeah. That is probably pretty accurate. So it was like a half an hour of just trying to get that ladder up. I did climb it once. They didn't show it. I did have to bail out, but I did get up the ladder once. But the water was just crazy. You can see Chanel hanging on for dear life. She's not even in the water trying to help us. At some point, I swim over. I'm like, Chanel, do you want to climb the ladder? And she's frozen. I mean, she was terrified, and I didn't even have a moment to feel terrified. I was like, we need to get this done. How do we get this done? So yeah, it was crazy. I just remember in my memory, I could just see a wall of water headed toward us over and over again.
Do you still see that when you close your eyes at night? You still see the wall of water?
Not anymore. I'm good. Honestly, I'm like one of those people who goes rock climbing and I'm like, I trust in the rope. I'm fine. I'm safe. Out there, I'm like, I've got the divers around me. I'm not going to die. And in my head, I'm thinking, don't say help. I don't want someone coming out to save me. I do not want to end this for my tribe. So I'm like, swallow the water. It's fine. Just swallow it. Suck it up.
That's the same thing I tell my wife, because we'll go on location every now and then. We'll run a challenge, and every now and then we'll do something that's kind of dangerous. And she gets nervous. And I'm like, CBS is not going to let me die. Like that would ruin their whole gig. Yeah. And honestly, I did catch a glimpse of divers around us here and there in our frantic state. But yeah, I felt totally safe, even though I was completely depleted. All right. Well, Jenny, we're running out of time. I want to thank you so much. I give you my solemn vow that I will berate every single member of your tribe that ends up sitting opposite me in my hangout.
Thank you so much.
Like, so much went wrong. Like, it's like, oh, well, Mike lost his vote, and Chanel did this, and Daniel opened his mouth. It's like, and what did Jenny do? Oh, well, Jenny didn't tell Chanel about it, but she did. So you have my solemn swear. I will berate every single one of them for this travesty.
You so much. I appreciate that. No problem. I need that support, you know?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Again, Jenny, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Wish I met you later, but all good.
The hope is to meet me at the finale. That should be everybody's. I mean, you don't want to meet me at period because, you know, yeah. But if you have to meet me, you want to meet me at the finale.
Yeah. Next time. That's when we'll be chatting.